SEALs thought they were alone in the mountains until the fog saved their lives at 2,000 meters. They thought they were alone. 4 Navy SEALs deep in the Hindu Kush Mountains. No backup, no visibility, and a storm rolling in fast. Then, through the white mist, something moved. Not enemy soldiers, not a drone. Just a wall of fog that somehow knew where they were. And that night, it saved their lives. This is the classified story of Operation Mountain Veil. In 2012, a small SEAL recon team was inserted at over 2,000 meters above sea level, in one of Afghanistan's most hostile mountain corridors. Their mission? Track a Taliban courier suspected of carrying intel about a planned strike on a U.S. base. It was supposed to be a 12-hour recon. But nature had other plans. By hour 6, comms were weak. By hour 10, visibility dropped to 0. And by the time night fell, their extraction was impossible. That's when the fog rolled in. Lieutenant Mason Graves led the team, a veteran of 5 deployments. With him were Chief Petty Officer Harlow, Petty Officer Diaz, and Sniper Specialist Rook. They'd trained for every scenario, except being trapped on a cliff edge with no support and no signal. Sir, nothing but ghosts out here. And that's when they saw it. A strange mist crawling up the valley like a living thing. No wind, no temperature shift. Just a rolling, silent fog, thick as smoke. Weather doesn't move like that. They took positions, thinking it was a smoke screen. But it wasn't. Hours passed. Thermals failed. GPS glitched. And through the haze, they began hearing footsteps. Not boots, bare feet. Soft, slow, surrounding them. Sir, we're surrounded. Hold fire, wait for visual. They weren't hallucinating. There really were people, moving through the fog. A local mountain tribe known to guide insurgents through terrain U.S. forces couldn't navigate. But tonight, the fog wasn't helping the enemy. It was protecting the SEALs. Because what happened next would make the team question everything they knew about nature, war, and survival. When dawn came, the insurgents were gone. And in the snow, the SEALs found something impossible. Footprints circling their position, but never crossing into the fog line. Almost as if something was keeping them out. When their extraction finally came the next afternoon, the helicopter crew reported something strange too. Their thermal scans showed 0 life signs in the area, even though the SEALs were right there, waving under open sky. The fog had masked their heat signatures entirely. That night back at Bagram Airfield, Graves filed his report. But the weather records for that region showed no fog. Satellite imaging confirmed clear skies for 50 miles. So what was that cloud? Weeks later, an old mountain warfare instructor visited their unit. A quiet man, Afghan-born, fluent in Dari. He listened to their story, then said just one thing. The mountains, remember those who respect them. Sometimes they hide you from harm. He called it the breath of the peaks. Local shepherds had a name for it too. The fog that chooses. Graves never spoke about it again. But years later, he admitted something during a podcast interview. Something that still sends chills down the spine of anyone who's been in those mountains. He said that as the fog thickened that night, he saw a silhouette. Not a man, not a soldier, just a faint, human-like outline standing beyond the mist. Motionless, watching. When he raised his scope, it vanished. But in the snow where it stood was a single U.S.-issue dog tag, stamped with a name, from a SEAL unit lost in those same mountains 6 years earlier. Maybe it wasn't weather that saved them. Maybe it was something, or someone, who never left the mountain. Every soldier learns that not all enemies are human, and not all allies wear the same uniform. Some battles are fought in silence. Some victories are never recorded. And sometimes survival isn't strategy. It's grace. The SEALs never saw the fog again. But every year, on that mission's anniversary, they hiked to the highest ridge, and leave 4 dog tags buried in the snow. Not for the fallen, but for the one who stayed. If this story made you pause, remember, there are real men and women out there who walk into danger so the rest of us don't have to. Share this story so their courage and the mysteries that guard them are never forgotten. And if you want more true, untold stories of sacrifice and survival, subscribe, because the next one will make you question what's real and what's legend.